Welcome to RevXP Presents for February 2022. This is our monthly talk series where I connect with some of the biggest industry stakeholders in the gaming and esports business. I'm Chris Mann, the SVP of RevXP, the gaming and esports division of Revolution, a global integrated marketing agency. And this month, I have the huge privilege to talk to Rachel and Breanne from Ateyo. They have a really unique story. They are best friends, fashion experts, and diehard gamers. They brought that all together to form Ateyo a few years back. Their mission is to revolutionize the world of gaming and not just make the best apparel, but also create experiences and community for gamers. And also they're really focused on equality and thinking bigger than just apparel and thinking towards the future. One thing to note about Ateyo is Forbes hailed them as the Nike of esports apparel. And that is an immense honor, and that's why I think that they're great to talk to today, and they present really unique opportunities for brands to enter the space. Welcome, guys. How are you doing?
We're great. Thanks for having us.
We're excited to be here. Thank you, guys. Well, before we jump into the two questions that everyone wants to know, the question I want to know is, what games are you guys playing right now?
I just started playing through again to finish What Remains of Edith Finch. I know it's not very esports focused, but it's one of the most beautiful games. And I find myself wanting, I understand I work in gaming and esports and it's really fun, but it's fun to have a story-based game to play. It's also so incredibly beautiful.
All right.
A while ago, I was in a group game of Overcooked and I didn't do so well. So I'm a very competitive person. So I've been playing that over and over again to try and level myself up.
That is Overcooked is a very, very fun and stressful game, especially in group settings. I play with my wife and she doesn't realize it's co-op and she just wants to beat me. So I'm like, we've got to make the hamburgers together, and it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's like a game of 3 pro players, fully pros in different games, obviously. And she played the game and the game ended and she went like this and was like she'd been holding her breath the entire duration of the game.
It's right. It's so stressful.
It's not possible, but it's very stressful. So yeah, I
very stressful.
Right now, not so many not League and stuff like that, but having fun. Other games.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So let's jump in, because we have brands watching out there, and this is designed to really help brands understand the entry point for gaming and esports. And so obviously Ateyo, I don't think of you guys just as an apparel company. Obviously you do a lot more than that. And I think really interesting for brands to understand that. So what should brands know about entering gaming, and specifically through partnering with Ateyo?
I think I'll start about what's important for entering gaming. I think that Breanne and I have been in gaming now professionally for almost 5 years, and personally longer than that. And I think the most important thing, which is often overused, the word, is authenticity and being kind. I think the community is very welcoming if you care, if you provide value, if you interact, if what you're doing makes sense. And then they're totally happy to support you as a brand, right? They're happy to buy product if it feels like you're engaging with them in an authentic way, if you're providing value to their favorite content creator, if you're providing value to up and coming content creators, if you're offering a new perspective. So I think that authenticity and kindness go a very, very long way. I think they go a long way in life, but they're super important in gaming. And it's one of the reasons working in gaming and being part of the community is so fun.
Great.
Yeah. And I think that when we think about it, and we've kind of approached this and learned this over the past 5 years, there are so many, because gaming's so new, there's so many interesting opportunities that haven't yet really been approached, or ideas that haven't been done. So really kind of thinking outside of the box, in not how do we take traditional sports to gaming, but how do we make gaming amazing? I think has really been kind of one of the secrets to how we've done really well, is what's a new thing that we can do really well that this community, will be really excited about, and will kind of give them something back.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think you guys hit on the head. I think a lot, when I think about partnering with Ateyo and working with you, it's unique. It's out of the box. It's not just collaborating with a merch partner. And as a brand, brands want to do different things. I think it's we always talk about how brands add value to the gaming community, whether it's an esports partnership or a partnership maybe, with Ateyo, and what can they do? What kind of story can that brand tell? What kind of value can they add to the community that you're already cultivating? And it's clear that you guys obviously are creating merch that people want, because it's always sold out. So kudos to you there. But I think that's, when you think about entering gaming, it doesn't have to be through a team or a creator or a league. There are really out of the box ideas that, something like Ateyo could provide.
Yeah, I think as our brand stands, we're very in a great way, elevated basics, super quality products that last you a lifetime, that are designed for sitting at your PC, designed for gaming. People even love them for travel. And something we love about working with brands is they have a whole other version of what their brand means, or what their brand goals are, or what's important to them. And so when we work together, we're able to do like super innovative, fun, whimsical projects that kind of make both brands grow. I mean, we've done really interesting things with YouTube on, how do we celebrate all their creators? How do we make really shareable, giving a jacket is one thing, but giving a jacket that every creator is going to post on their social in the unboxing is a totally different kind of category. And kind of creating those, not only is that a gift, that's now a relationship they have and kind of a community that's being cultivated. So not only is it a product, there's like 5 more steps after that of like how they got the product, what it feels like to get it, what the follow-up is, does the product get better with age? All those sorts of things have been really fun for us, actually. It lets us be like more whimsical and creative.
That's great. That's great. All right. So that is how obviously brands should think about partnering with you. Now, the next thing is everybody always asks, like, what's the next big thing? What should I be ready for? Like, everybody's always like, Chris, what's the next big game? Right? Like, I don't know. You know the big game franchise, but nobody knows what's the next big game, right? Like Among Us and other games can hit. You may not even know. They may have been out forever. But what we do know is, as people in this industry, as experts in this industry, as stakeholders, who are connected to the community on a daily basis, I would love to know from you guys' perspective, like, what does the future look like? And, what kind of innovations should brands have on their radar?
Yeah, I actually am really excited by that question. I think I've like almost never been more energized about what that looks like than I am now, because I think the industry's grown so much, particularly in the last year. We've seen major developments happen kind of within this digital world, that I think everyone's really ready for cool innovation, for trendy products, for things that like when we started 5 years ago were like way too crazy. So I think we have a lot of stuff developed in terms of like, how do you mix digital and physical together? What does that look like? How do you create like a 360 kind of perspective from the product? What's a really interesting material innovation that like adds a lot to sitting at your desk all day? And I think that the combination of bringing in the kind of new digital world plus innovation from a material standpoint with the great brand activation, I think like the timing is just so great right now that there's a lot possible.
Yeah. And I think to add to that, we've seen gaming become more mainstream, which some people like, some don't. But I think it allows for a lot more personalities to enter the space and a lot more people to participate. I think we have been very excited about like what happens on Gamer Girl TikTok. E-girl was not a compliment a year ago, and now it's a fashion trend that Vogue is writing about. So I think there's really interesting things to be said about these new demographics, how they're engaging with gaming, how they will support brands, and how important, again, that authenticity is to this younger audience.
Absolutely. Well, those are really great call outs. I think that, obviously we hear a lot about the metaverse and Web3, and you hit on, like the digital item, the digital kind of cosmetic is so important to the community. And sometimes just giving them a really cool cosmetic is something that they're interested in, and how do brands unlock that? And I think you guys have a really interesting opportunity with the right brand partner to potentially do something super exciting, whether it's Web3 or metaverse or whatever it is, that they're, definitely should be keeping an eye on.
I do think that is an interesting point, because I think finally there's a way to really easily add value onto a program, or in a month they get another digital item, or the digital item helps them do this thing. And so I think that, there's this way to continue the project forward that didn't exist so easily before.
Absolutely. Well, I really appreciate your guys' time. Thank you so much, Rachel and Breanne of Ateyo. It has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking part of this conversation for February 2022. If people want to find you, where could they find you?
On socials, Ateyo, at Ateyo, ATEYO_, and I'm at Rachel Lipstick, and she's at Breanne HP.
All right. Thank you guys so much. It was a pleasure to have you on the second episode of RevXP Presents, and I really appreciate your time. So for all of you that are watching at home, wherever you're watching, phone, computer, wherever, thank you so much. I really appreciate you tuning in, taking time to hear what everyone has to say. And until next time, play some games, have some fun, and we'll be in touch.